Section 1. Introduction. The Immortal Question. There are questions that seem simple but have sparked debates among humanity for millennia. For example, what color is love? Do you work for passion or for money? And especially, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Yes, this seemingly joking question has made many philosophers, scientists, biologists, and even drinking buddies shake their heads in defeat. It's not just a simple matter of who was born first. Behind it lie streams of philosophy, evolution, religion, and even national pride, because every country has its own delicious chicken dish. So today, we will together seek the answer in a straightforward, scientific, fun, and unambiguous way. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Put on your headphones, prepare your brain, and your stomach to laugh, because this journey is full of surprises. Section 2. A small question, big consequences. At first glance, the question, which came first, the chicken or the egg, seems like a riddle, a kind of trick question for kids or a conversation starter with a crush over a casual coffee. But behind it lies a centuries-long battle of philosophy and science. You might think, why ask that? Chicken is delicious, eggs are delicious, what does it matter which came first? But no! This question represents a bigger philosophical problem. What gives rise to what? Is there a first cause? Where did the universe begin? And does everything have a mother? Since ancient Greece, two famous philosophers, Aristotle and Plutarch, have pondered this issue. Aristotle dodged the answer, saying, chickens and eggs exist eternally, cycling endlessly. Don't ask. Meaning he played the both exist card to be safe. But that didn't satisfy later scientists. If we can't answer which came first, how can we understand the origin of life? How can we know which species evolved from which? So from a seemingly harmless question, the entire scientific community got involved, and things started to get interesting. Below is Section 3, continuing the fascinating, fun, yet profound journey of decoding the chicken versus egg. Section 3, religion joins the fray. Is the chicken God's grandchild? Before science stepped in with magnifying glasses to battle this question, religion had long provided an answer, and they were very certain. According to the Bible, in the book of Genesis, God created all creatures on earth in just a few days. He said, "Let there be birds of the air." Bam! The chicken appeared. It said, no such thing as the egg coming first. The chicken was ready-made, with feathers, wings, able to crow and peck grain right away. Some Eastern religions think similarly. The egg is a byproduct, the result of reproduction. And to reproduce, there must be a mother first, meaning there must be a chicken. Sounds reasonable, right? But be careful. This is exactly the trap of linear thinking. We assume everything must have a clear starting point, and most religious beliefs are based on faith in creation, not on gene mutation or fossils. Of course, modern science does not deny faith, but to answer such a tricky question, we need evolutionary theory, the very theory that almost got Darwin stoned back then. But now everyone has to acknowledge. What about you? Are you on Team Chicken created by God, or Team Chicken is a product of mutation? If you're still unsure, then please stay tuned for I will send Section 4 next, where science officially joins the game. Next is Section 4, where science steps in, bringing microscopes, the genome, and the theory of evolution to clarify the egg or chicken question. Section 4. Science speaks up. Mutations created the chicken. Here, science starts to get annoyed. You guys keep arguing without asking us? Then, they introduce a sacred concept, evolution. A quick summary of Darwin's theory of evolution. All species on Earth did not spontaneously appear like canned goods. They gradually evolved over millions of years, from simpler to more complex species, through the process of natural selection. And here is the key point. The chicken you know today, with its crowing cock-a-doodle-doo as a living alarm clock, did not appear suddenly. It is the result of thousands, millions of generations of ancestral bird species, which gradually, through rounds of gene mutations, transformed into the modern chicken. So, where did the first chicken come from? From an egg laid by two almost chickens. During the embryo development inside the egg, a small gene mutation occurred, and bam! A different individual hatched, the very first chicken. In short, the parent pair were not chickens, but the egg they laid hatched the very first real chicken. Pues, the egg came before the chicken. It was not a chicken egg as we think, but an egg from a near-chicken species that contained a decisive mutation step to create the official chicken. Science calls this a hereditary gene mutation, and it is the foundation of the entire evolutionary process. So, without that mutated egg, we wouldn't have fried chicken, boiled chicken, or roasted chicken. Therefore, be grateful to the egg. Are you ready for Section 5? This is a very interesting part, the evolutionary history of chickens from the dinosaur era. Next is Section 5, where we travel back in time to trace the true ancestor of the chicken, and the huge plot twist. Dinosaurs are actually the ancestors of chickens. Section 5, the chicken ancestor, the destroyer named dinosaur. You might think chickens are weak, timid, and constantly eaten. Their ancestors must have been some kind of cowardly quail. But no, the very distant ancestor of the chicken is the dinosaur. Yes, you heard that right. Chickens are descendants of dinosaurs, specifically the theropod group, the two-legged carnivorous dinosaurs. And if you've ever watched Jurassic Park, you'll recognize a familiar name, Velociraptor, a distant cousin of the modern chicken. What's the evidence? Paleontologists have found fossils of dinosaurs with light, hollow bones similar to birds, traces of feathers, leg, wing, and claw structures close to those of birds, and most importantly, chickens share many genetic traits with this group of dinosaurs. Some studies have even found that chickens and crocodiles are the closest living relatives today, because both are descendants of archosaurs, the super ancestor group of dinosaurs. So now think about this. Did dinosaurs lay eggs? Yes. Are chickens descendants of dinosaurs? Absolutely. Ick. Dinosaur eggs appeared millions of years before chickens existed. The question is, so is the dinosaur egg the ancestor of the chicken egg? Not exactly, but it was the starting point for the egg-laying lineage that chickens are part of. In other words, eggs, biologically speaking, existed hundreds of millions of years before chickens. At this point, the egg came first team is probably throwing a celebration. But don't rush. There's more interesting stuff ahead. Do you want me to continue with Section 6? This part will explore a surprising detail. Where do modern chicken eggs come from? Below is Section 6, where we explore the formation process of the modern chicken egg, and especially the role of a mysterious protein found only in hens. Section 6, the modern chicken egg, the story of a legendary protein. Do you think an egg is something simple? Think again. The chicken egg is a magnificent biological work, created in a way that only hens can achieve. Scientists have examined chicken eggs under an electron microscope and discovered something extremely interesting. During the eggshell formation process, a special protein called ovoclidin-seen, abbreviated OC17, is needed. This protein is secreted from the hen's ovary, helps crystallize calcium carbonate superfast to form a hard eggshell, exactly the hard shell, soft inside type we're used to eating every morning. Here's the plot twist. This protein is found only in hens. Chicken-like species either don't have it or have a different protein structure. So a properly chicken eggshell requires a real hen to produce it. Many people use this to argue, aha, so there must be a hen first to create a chicken egg, right? The egg is just a byproduct of the chicken. Sounds quite reasonable. But wait, let's slow down. The near-chicken parent pair might possess a precursor protein to OC17, and through gene mutation, the offspring individual carries the full chicken structure, including the ability to produce OC17, and from there, the very first proper chicken egg was born. In other words, The egg containing the first chicken was laid by parents who were not chickens. But the real chicken egg, chicken shell, chicken structure, only appears when that chicken grows up and starts laying eggs. To sum up, genetically, the egg came first. Structurally, the hen came first. Egg. So which came first do you choose? The answer is becoming much more complex and interesting. Ready? I will send Section 7 next, where we analyze the philosophical reasoning behind this question that seems like just a joke. Next is Section 7, where we step into the deep zone of knowledge, where philosophy speaks. Why does a seemingly childish question touch the essence of existence? Section 7, Philosophy and the Eternal Loop. What really comes first? If you have ever been tricked by a 6-year-old with the question, "Uncle, which came first, the chicken or the egg?" then congratulations, you have just been drawn into one of humanity's oldest philosophical questions. Why does philosophy care about this? Because this question is actually a metaphor for the issue of cause and effect, origin, and the nature of the universe. Let's listen to Plutarch, the ancient Greek philosopher, reflect. The question of the chicken and the egg is not to find an answer, but to make us understand that there are chains of causes without a clear starting point. That is, there are things without a beginning, because the beginning was born from something almost like a beginning. And so, we get caught in an endless loop. Chickens lay eggs, eggs hatch chickens, and it continues. This is called a causal loop, where each cause is the result of a previous cause. And if you think more deeply, where did this universe begin? If God created everything, then who created God? If the Big Bang is the beginning, then what was before the Big Bang? The question, which came first, the egg or the chicken, is no longer just a breakfast matter, but a door opening to metaphysical thinking. Some philosophical schools even argue neither one comes first, because the concept of before-after is a product of linear thinking, while nature operates in a circular, repetitive, and regenerative way. So, if you still want to know exactly what comes first, you are locking yourself into a question with thousands of answers, depending on how you define first. Philosophy does not give a definitive answer, but it makes you reconsider how you think. And that is the unexpected slap from an egg that seemed so innocent. I will continue with Section 8, where we summarize and compare 3 schools: religion, science, philosophy, to see who is winning. Below is Section 8, a summary and comparison of 3 major schools of thought: religion, science, philosophy. Let's see how each side answers the question, which came first, the chicken or the egg, and which side is currently leading. Section 8, the showdown of 3 sides: religion, science, philosophy. Who wins? By now, your head is probably a bit confused, like a chicken caught in the wind. What seemed like a joke has suddenly become an intellectual arena, where the 3 greatest schools of human thought take turns striking. 1. Religion. The chicken. Came first. Religion often relies on holy scriptures, doctrines, and faith in an omnipotent creator. According to the Bible, God created mature creatures, including chickens. Eggs are just the subsequent reproductive product. No evolution, no cycle, just the command, "Let there be chickens." And boom, there were chickens. This side concludes simply, the chicken came first. 2. Science, the egg came first. Based on evolution, genes, fossils, mutations, and a bunch of microscopes and supercomputers, the chicken is the result of millions of years of evolution. A pair of pre-chickens laid an egg containing a mutated gene, the first chicken. The egg came first, even hundreds of millions of years ago, if counting from dinosaur eggs. This side firmly declares, the egg came first. 3. Philosophy. Neither came first. This is the side that refuses to play by the usual rules. Philosophy says, before, after is a concept created by humans. In nature, Everything operates in cycles. No beginning, no end. Chicken lays egg. Egg hatches chicken. And so on. Like life cycles, the universe, the wheel of reincarnation. This side answers. Neither came first. There is only a cycle. Summary of points. School of thought. Answer reasoning basis, religion. Chicken came first. Creationism, Bible science. Egg came first, evolution. Mutation, fossils. Philosophy. Neither, circular thinking, complex causality. So which side wins? The real answer is, you choose which side, depending on how you view the world. If you believe in a beginning from God, you will choose chicken. If you believe in genes and Darwin, egg is the truth. And if you like sitting at a cafe watching life go round, you will smile and say, well, just eat both to be safe. Are you ready for Section 9? This will be a light-hearted part, where we imagine chicken versus egg, if living in modern times. Here it comes, Segment 9. This part is more entertaining, with a touch of humorous imagination. If the chicken and the egg were two characters living in modern times, how would they argue? Segment 9. If the chicken and the egg argued in modern times. The scene takes place on a TV talk show called Who is the Ancestor, airing during prime time. Special guests, hen and egg, both anthropomorphized, dressed in suits, sitting in the hot seat. MC. Hello, dear audience. Today we have the legendary debate. Which came first? The chicken or the egg? Let's invite our two guests to present their views. Hen, southern accent, a bit snobby. No matter what you say, I'm the one who gave birth to it. Without me, it wouldn't exist. I sit and incubate every day, hatch it, raise it. It couldn't even walk yet, and I was already out pecking rice. Egg, northern accent, intellectual. I'd like to counter that. Genetically, I am the result of a mutation process from the pre-chicken parents. You're just the vessel for my birth. You're the container, understand? Hen, getting annoyed. If containers could give birth, then the whole world would be mothers. Got OC17 protein? If not, don't talk eggshell with me. Egg, retorting. I hatched the modern chickens, and from there the species spread worldwide. I'm the evolutionary breakthrough. You're just the old version. Audience. Ooh, egg makes sense. But the chicken is so pitiful. MC, closing remarks. It can be said that both characters play important roles in the survival chain of the species. But dear audience, without fish sauce and pepper, boiled egg or boiled chicken both taste as bland as snail water. Ending the show. Hen and egg shake hands, though their eyes remain full of suspicion, and invite each other to the soy sauce steamer to warm their bellies. This is a light-hearted breather after a series of brain-twisting arguments. Now we're about to reach Segment 10, the profound conclusion, summarizing the entire egg versus chicken journey, while offering a creative and inspiring perspective. Do you want me to send it right away? And here it is. Segment 10, the conclusion of the journey. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? This part will summarize the entire issue with a profound, humorous, yet inspiring perspective. Exactly the spirit of a grand finale video. Enough to make the audience slap their thigh and say, BAM! Segment 10. Conclusion. Neither chicken nor egg, but the way we think. We have just traveled a long journey, from Greek temples to gene laboratories, through dinosaur fossils, and even modern talk shows. And in the end, the question, which came first, the chicken or the egg? Turns out to be more than just a riddle. It is a symbol, a metaphorical question of humanity, making us pause to think, does everything really start as clearly as we imagine? Or does the world operate in spiral cycles where cause and effect switch roles? And more importantly, do we really need a definitive answer, or just need to learn to accept the complexity and beauty of life? If you are a person of faith, you will choose the chicken came first. If you love science, you will declare the egg came first. If you live by the motto, cultivate yourself, manage your family, ignore the world, you will say, Well, just eat both to be sure. But the most important thing, it is the act of questioning, exploring, debating, and laughing about a seemingly tiny topic. That is what makes humans evolve. Not feathers, not wings, but curiosity. That is the greatest evolutionary trait. So, don't ask which came first, the chicken or the egg, just to find out which wins. Ask to remember. Life always contains things beyond logic, and that is why we love this world. And if you really need a short conclusion, all right, I'll give you a line to brag about to anyone. What? The egg came first, but chicken cooked up is still tastier. Thank you for watching the video. Remember to like, subscribe, and eat and drink in moderation.